Here's a great story about Dr. John. Dr. John, we'll call him Dr. John Moneyworth. He was in the point of retirement. Obviously, physician, had done very well for himself. He had read all the right magazines and knew that his $2.5 million in net assets was going to, he could safely and reliably depend on 4% coming out of that for his income. So that's $100,000 a year. And he was his own advisor. He did all of his own trading, so he was very comfortable that a 5% return was going to be great. So if you do the math real quick there, then he's only taking $100,000 a year out of $2.5 million portfolio. He's making 5%. He's very comfortable. He's a doctor. He knows what's going on. And I said to Dr. John, I said, have you considered taxes? Is this number before or after taxes that you and your wife are going to live on? He said, well, I guess that must be, I need that clear of taxes. Oh. So I said, have you considered inflation? Well, he didn't really, well, maybe not. Maybe he hadn't really considered inflation in his plan either. So here's what SIP's retirement planning system can do for you. We show the scenario that Dr. John believed was going to happen. We put the scenario of him pulling $100,000 a year out of his $2.5 million portfolio up there, flat income, no taxes. By the time he's 85, 90 years old, he's now got $3.5 million. Life is great. Dr. John's in good shape. But then what I did was I showed a different scenario. And I turned on the tax calculator that let us calculate the taxes for each year and show the impact of that. Obviously raising his gross income so that his net income was the $100,000 he and his wife thought they were going to live on. And then we also threw some inflation in the plan. And as we talked, he ended up saying, yeah, I'll go with the average inflation rate of 3%, and we showed that. Unbelievably, after we were finished showing that in the plan, Dr. John ran out of money before he was 80 years old. I can tell you that as much as Dr. John knew about being a physician, and as much as Dr. John knew about investing his money, when it came to retirement planning and understanding the impacts that were going to happen to him, he all of a sudden realized that he needed a coach. He needed help. And that's what the system allowed us to do. Very graphical, showed him exactly what was going on. And the nice side is, yes, it's graphical, but Dr. John, he wants to see the numbers. He wants to understand how that happened. And the system's capable of that as well.